Thanks, Neil. Up next is Zach Rigg.
Do you have slides?
No, no, I knew if Neil had trouble getting his slides to work, there's no way I'm gonna get the slides to work, so fair enough. I just have some summary numbers for our work with the Great Plains. So this is for all of Department of Defense. Great Plains received $23.6 million last year of the $160 million in cooperative agreements that went through the CZU network. So that's not all cooperative agreements. That's just what went through the CZU network. So a pretty decent chunk of money. That was a total of 13 projects. The Great Plains CZU was the third largest dollar quantity of all of the different CZU units. I believe it's the Colorado Plateau was significantly higher. But then we were right there close to second. I think the Great Plains always kind of bounces back and forth between first to third annually on that. Of that 160 million DoD wide that went through the CZU network, 120 million of that was Army and Air Force work. So the other branches of service and other smaller units within the Department of Defense came up with $40 million in cooperative agreements that went through the CZU network. Great Plains had 5 cooperators. 2 of those are fairly related though. So Colorado State University, the university themselves, had 4 projects for $2.7 million. Colorado State's Center for Environmental Management on Military Lands had 4 projects for $20.5 million. University of Oklahoma had 1 project for $73,000. Texas A&M had 2 projects for $218,000, and Kansas State had 1 project for $73,000. And one other metric that we track is student involvement. So the Colorado State University projects, those two of their projects involved 2 students each. The Colorado State Center for Environmental Management on Military Lands did not report any student involvement on any of their projects. K-State in their 2 projects included 3 students, and Oklahoma State's project had 1 student involved. So the outlook for this year, for 2024, I can speak more intelligently on what the Air Force is dealing with, and I think that's a representation of what the other branches of service are dealing with. Our larger pool of funding is kind of being redirected to address some of the more recent contaminant issues related to PFAS and PFOA. So money that we've historically had available for cultural resources projects and natural resources projects, work with fish, wildlife, wildland fire, hydrology, floodplain management, wetland management, a lot of that money is going toward the contaminant relief. So I do expect that some of the larger projects that are more headquarters wide, that are related to assistance with providing staffing, I think that those are probably pretty safe. And what I'm seeing is some of the smaller projects that if we could put it off a year, if we could put it off 2 years, those are not even on the list to get funded this year. So having said that, if you have cooperators that are in an area that is located close to a military base, and you have ideas, if you have relevant projects to managing any of the natural resources or cultural resources in those areas, especially related to contaminants research, feel free to get a hold of me. My contact information is on the CZU website, and you can contact me, and I'll try to put you in contact with folks on those bases to see if we can get you to work together on something and find some funding. So whether that's through the CZU network or other cooperative agreements, we'll find a way to try to get you to work together. So, thanks.
Thanks, Zach. Any questions for Zach? And Zach, if you could send me the details on the projects and the student involvement, that'd be really good. I'd like to track some of that if I